Hey guys, well, it is the end of a long week. I'm out here on my porch with a totally different guitar, which you guys might notice. We have had a lot of fun this week doing some interesting projects. We had our Epiphone with the grossest fretboard ever. We had our Yamaha, which had a little bit of a lacquer crack, but ended up being a pretty easy, quick resto, and a great sounding guitar actually. We had the JB player, which was the easiest playing guitar out of all of them for some reason. Something special about that little Chinese-made acoustic auditorium. We of course had the Carlo Robelli, which you guys just saw in the last video, which is probably my favorite out of all of them, as it had the most custom touch with that block on the end of the bridge. We also had a Samick that you guys haven't seen. We had a Fender Squire, which sold this morning. And then we had a 1975 Harmony, which was great because that required no investment, and I didn't do a single thing to it, and we sold it for almost $20 more than what we paid for it. So there's been a lot of ups and downs this week. You know, the JB player we actually lost a couple dollars on. The Daisy Rock, which I forgot to mention, which I thought was such a cool little guitar. The Daisy Rock we only made $1.11 on. But we made some really good money on the other ones. First, let's take a look at that Samick that I picked up, and then we'll talk about this guitar that I picked up. So here is Office Richard to tell you about that Samick. It has been a rough day, but that aside, here's a little Acoustic Week bonus video for you. I got this Samick. Got it for got it for 40 bucks, like $38. And it had a messed up tuner, which this one right here, the two screws are missing and the back plate was missing. I had the exact same back plate on the Abilene over there. See how it's missing a couple tuners now? I stole a couple off of it for various purposes. But had the exact same metal plate that covers, you know, same exact cover. So I put it on there. Ta-da! Easy peasy. And, you know, as all these guitars are, super dusty. And this guy really needs some fret work. Like, the edges are pretty sharp on your hand. Alright, so I didn't film much of the work on the Samick. I took my cell phone and filmed myself rounding over the frets because they were quite sharp. But when I was done with it, it was a nice smooth playing guitar, and it didn't last long. I sold it for 60 bucks a couple days after I got it. I got this Oscar Schmidt, and this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I got this Oscar Schmidt guitar about the same time I got the Samick. It's also from Goodwill. It was 38 bucks, I believe. And I got it because I was going to sell it just like the other ones. But I started playing it. It's a lot of fun to play. It looks nice. So I kind of decided, you know, I've done all this work on these guitars to just sell. Why don't I just work on one for myself? So this became my little cheapo guitar project. And I put new strings on it and shaved the saddle, of course. But I also put brand new inlays in, which I did a little bit of filming of that with my phone just for the heck of it. If you follow me on Facebook, you probably saw that little post. And I like abalone inlays better than plastic. So this one is kind of my guitar. So how did we do? How did we do this whole week of working on all these cheapo guitars and buying and selling? How did we do? Well, this was mostly an exercise in seeing what I could do. I'm out here on my porch where it all began, so it's noisy. But it was this was mostly a project to see, you know, to sort of take me back to my roots and see what I could do. Because when you get these Goodwill guitars, there's problems you wouldn't even think of that pop up. And being able to think on your feet and find solutions to problems and work through them is all part of being a good guitar tech. So that's mainly what this was about. But I did make some money. So let's go take a look at the math, and then we'll come back here for a little wrap up. Alright guys, let's go over our math now. So you can see that throughout the week, instead of it just being 6 or 7 guitars, it ended up being 9. And you can ignore this one at the bottom. That's something we'll talk about at the end of the video. So it's been a little while, so I want to go over what we made on each guitar and talk about exactly how we did overall. So you remember our Epiphone with the grossest fretboard ever. We made a total of $20.96. That JB player minus $233. So after we put our investment in, we were in the negative. We technically sold it for more than we bought it for, but we did go into the negative on that one. For some reason, nobody would pay good money for that guitar. And I think it's because it's an unknown brand and it wasn't quirky enough. But honestly, that was an incredible playing guitar, and the person who got it got a really good deal. The Daisy Rock, we only made $1.11 on. You know, this is all the work this stuff needed over here, by the way. We only made $1.11, which is not bad, considering I thought I was going to take a loss on that one as well. The Harmony, $55.80, gleaned us $14.20. Not a whole lot. The Yamaha, $20.94 profit. And bear in mind, the profit is after I subtract the money I put into it. So that was $3.33. The Robelli had the highest investment of any guitar because the strings cost me I think $4.99, and then the pickup was like $5.99. Like I said, it was very cheap Chinese pickup. And then there were pieces of abalone binding, which I have huge stocks of and buy in bulk, so that really didn't cost that much. But sold it for $100, made $35.65. That is awesome. The Fender Squire, I had projected 50 or 60. There was this lady who wanted me to hold it through the week for her. She said she wouldn't be back in town until Sunday. She actually didn't come get it till Monday, but to hold it, she gave me an extra $10 on top, so that was $70 for that. So we got a $31.19 profit off of that one. Fantastic. The Samick, I projected 50 to 60. We got that 60, so that was $10.25. So great. So where do we stand? We have spent $415.39 on these guitars. Our total selling prices were $580, right? But we had to subtract our total investment, which was $32.64, and we're left with $547.36. We subtract the total we put into buying the instruments from that, we are left with our total profit for the week, which is $131.97. So honestly, that's better than I was expecting. That's better than I was expecting. And it left a little room to get something for myself. So let's take this, let's subtract $38.98, $92.99. So even after I bought myself a present, we still came away with $92.99. But, you know, we buy stuff for ourselves. When it comes to the week, I'm pretty happy with that. This $131, $132 almost, that makes me happy. You know, just buying and selling Goodwill guitars. Is it a sustainable business model? Probably not. You know, probably not. But was it fun and I think a worthy project? Absolutely. I had a good time doing this, and I hope you guys had fun coming along with me as we did it. This, you know, I could have made more money off these guitars had I held them longer, but I wanted to keep up the momentum. I wanted to sell them as fast as I could so that we could get through the series. I didn't want to have to make the series last a few months because I was waiting on people to buy stuff. So yeah, you can definitely make more money than I did. Some of the stuff was super cheap, you know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and let's go back to Front Porch Richard. Alright everyone, you see we did alright. You know, nothing super fantastic, but we didn't lose money. And we had a good time and a great learning experience, and we got to meet some really cool people. You know, I sold that Samick to a guy who was 71 years old, and he asked me, he said, "Do you think it's too late for me to learn to play guitar?" And I said, "No sir, there's always time to bring music into your life, and it'll make your life better. Anybody can do it." And he was super cool, and that, you know, stuff like that, being able to help somebody out at the beginning of their journey, that's what this is all about. You know, most of these guitars were bought for people who were just starting out, or you know, a couple were actually bought as presents for people who were starting out, which I think is fantastic. And that's the point of this series, to get cheap guitars that are very playable into people's hands. So I certainly enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, please let me know down below. Hit me up in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Share the whole playlist if you would. There's a whole playlist of this series. All of it helps out. But most importantly, thank you guys for watching. There's a squirrel right here. I want to thank that squirrel for watching too. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.